한국의 우수한 치안과 청결은 많은 외국인들을 깜짝 놀라게 합니다. 특히 오늘 영상의 주인공은 오랜 한국 생활로 인해 누구보다 그런 상황을 자세히 알고 있는데요. 그래서 그는 외국인들을 상대로 한국이 얼마나 안전한 나라인지를 구체적으로 자세히 설명해 줄 수 있습니다. 한국인들에게는 익숙하지만 외국인들에게는 낯선 것들, 무엇인지 영상 함께 보시죠.
As many people as there are that come here into the center of Seoul, there is no trash at all. Not only is this area over here clean, there are no police officers, there are no muggings, there are no negative incidents to speak of. So I'm just like, what is this? I'm walking now down this walkway called Solo here in Seoul. I love walking here because no matter what part of the year you walk down Solo, there's always going to be some kind of green. There's always some kind of like plant life here that you can see and you can look and you can touch and just look at the different colors and make yourself happy. The thing that I wonder about here is not how the trees are planted or how all of the plant life and vegetation are brought here, but just at how clean this area is when there's so much through traffic that comes here. But not only is there so much through traffic that comes here from foreigners and from Koreans, but this place stays clean and there aren't any kind of incidents that happen here. There's like no one fighting, there's no one shouting, there are no loud sounds, there's no like altercation of any to speak of. And it's just like, okay, how is this possible when there are so many different people who come here with different nationalities, different life experiences, and different goals, different passions, different drives? They come here to this area, they come into the center of the city, and there are no fights or anything like that. To put things into another perspective, there are no police officers here. There are no police officers here at all. The only time I see like police officers walking around here is if I have to go to the other side of downtown Seoul, which is called City Hall. There you'll see, a plethora of police officers, but here in this area, there's none to speak of. So I'm walking down the street here. I don't understand how Korea continues to do this, especially how does Seoul continue to do this. There's minimal amount of security, but maximum amount of fun and safety. In a lot of my videos, I always mention how safe Korea is, but what makes Korea so safe? Like how do people know to just like instinctively like follow the rules of safety or follow the rules of making sure that others aren't encumbered by your actions? How do people understand that when you get on the metro, you're just naturally quiet? One of my Korean friends told me that it's because Koreans are instilled with this knowledge since they were young that they don't mess up their areas, they don't speak loudly in areas where you're supposed to be quiet, and also they don't disrespect people if these people haven't done anything to disrespect you. I don't know, maybe it's like a combination of all of those things that make Seoul what it is, makes Seoul the hot spot of tourism. Seriously, like really, look at these streets. Look at how pristine they are. They're so clean. And I've just seen like a ton of cars going through here. There are no potholes. There is nothing. Of course, I'm being facetious. You can find like some trash on the ground here in Seoul. It's not completely 100% clean, but I mean, it's damn sure close. It's very, very like cinematic in a way. You can see these two gentlemen sitting here on this bench area kind of thing, and there are no police officers here harassing them, telling them to get up, move, or anything like that. Same thing over here. It's like people can just come out and sit and be comfortable. Okay, here is Seoul Station, the main hub of transportation here in the greatest city in the world. Yes, I dare say Seoul is the greatest city in the world. I wish someone would prove me wrong. I dare someone to prove me wrong. I'm waiting for that. You can see all around this area, people are walking very comfortably and very leisurely. And what do you see? Or what don't you see? This is a quiz. I'll tell you. You can see the United Nations thing over there, but you don't see any kind of police officers. You don't see any security guards or anything around here at the main transportation hub of Seoul, a city of 10 million with 20 million in the aggregate area. There are no police officers at all. I don't even see Seoul Station like attendants walking around. It's just people. And look how nice the station looks. Look at how nice the station looks. It's so clean. I've been to other places, other cities, other countries. Their main transportation hub is nowhere near as clean, amazing looking as Seoul Station. Look how big it is on the inside. Everyone's just walking around, buying tickets over there, and it's so convenient and easy to get around. Everything is in English, very difficult to get lost, even though Francois always manages to get lost. There are a group of foreigners over there huddled up. There are a lot of Koreans coming out. Over here is like how you get to the airport. And yeah, everyone is just here chilling, sitting down on benches, minding their own business. And you don't see any security officers. Like you don't see one security officer. And I know that there's CCTV and things like that, but a pickpocket or a person who really wants to commit a crime, even though there are CCTVs like all around the area, a human stealing something or causing problems, I believe, is much faster than the CCTVs. I don't understand how a CCTV can deter crime. Check this out. When I lived in France, one of the main stations is called Gare d'Austerlitz, and you can see like as soon as you walk in, there would be like placards, or there would be, what do they call those things? Like marquees, like LED marquees with different announcements. And there will always be announcements like, beware of pickpockets, beware of pickpockets. Make sure that you keep your possessions close to you. Make sure you're not picking up other people's stuff. Make sure you're not stealing, blah, 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 blah. But as you can see here in Seoul Station, there are no such LEDs. There are no such placards that are telling you to beware of pickpockets. How does Korea do it? How does Seoul do it? Oh. If this were Africa, East Africa, in a place like Seoul Station, or even in France, in Paris, you would see sometimes security officers waiting at the entrance of the train station, or you would see people, soldiers rather, with large guns like AK-47s and stuff patrolling around inside of the station just to make sure nothing happens. The culture of order and security is like the highest that I've ever seen traveling to any country in the world, except sometimes you'll get the occasional like ajushi or ajima, like the older woman or older man who will like bump you in line in order to like move up to get their ticket or something like that, or to be seen first by an attendant. But those are like very small issues compared to the grand scheme of things concerning having armed soldiers walking around inside of a train station with just normal people. Now we're coming to Namdaemun, and here, this is a line that is all set up just to get like this hodok. This is some kind of special Korean pancake, and wow, look at them. And you can see this super huge line of tourists, all for the hodok. And look, these tourists and Koreans, there's no kind of commotion, there's no kind of like disruption. You don't need anyone to like supervise them standing in line. They just wait very patiently. And this is probably like the busiest area near Seoul Station. It's Namdaemun Market. It's so packed full of people. You've got your various street foods and things, but more importantly, people are walking here freely, and there have never been, I don't know if there have never been, but you never hear hearsay or rumors of pickpockets in this area. And it's one of the top 5, easily one of the top 5 busiest areas in Seoul. Look around. Are there any security officers? No, there aren't. I'm always super amazed at how travelers come to Seoul, and they just like fit in perfectly with Korean culture, Korean society. Like everyone kind of understands these hidden, or not hidden rules, but these rules that aren't like openly spoken. Don't litter, don't do anything that is culturally unacceptable in this country, or at least here in Seoul, in the tourist areas. You'll be safe. Don't cause any disturbances, don't cause any disruptions. Please don't speak loudly. on the train. Don't sit in the elderly seats. You know, people come here, people travel to Seoul. I understand why. I used to think like when I was younger, or I used to think many years ago that Seoul was kind of boring. There aren't that many things. There aren't that many things for tourists or visitors to do. But like if you just think about it, if you just come here to Seoul, and even though it's a big city, you're not feeling pressured, you don't feel unsafe, you can walk around, you can get lost in random neighborhoods, you know, people are ordered and they obey order for the most part. Tourism and for visitors, and especially for foreigners coming from Western countries like the United States or France or UK, where there's like high crime rates. This is like something that is incredibly like mesmerizing. Like I can come here earlier today. I went into Burger King and I was looking for a seat. I found a seat and I didn't want anyone to take my seat. So I just put my bag, the bag that I have on now, I put my bag on the table and then I just walked away. And I just walked away. I didn't even think twice about anyone like taking my bag. I just knew for a fact that I can leave my bag here as a placeholder and it will be there when I come back. But now as the sun is going down, a lot of the people are leaving, but it's still quite crowded like in this area here. And there are, look, no security officers. There's no one here. Yo, this street food looks good though. Look at that bread over there. I might have to get me one of them tomorrow. Come back out here. But yeah, look, no one's worried about having their wallets or purses stolen or being like led into situations that could be compromising for their health. It's just people are just out here. Most of them are like looking at me because I'm vlogging. But yeah, no one is causing any. Whoa, what is this? Oh, I have to go in there next time.